losing streak comes up with a Pittsburgh Steelers losing streak. Knicks Nets rivalry comes up with feces and urine. Eli Manning plus elite equals Eli Manning plus single season interceptions record.
Oh boy.
Oh, Aaron Hernandez fantasy ranking. America's biggest serial killers. RG3 highlights comes up with Russell Wilson. Monty Teo's girlfriend's pictures comes up with just a line. And Ryan Braun clean, future Yankee. Tony Romo clutch, Dallas Cowboy jokes.
Okay, we have to get back on track, seriously.
I'm done.
By the way, the Chargers name actually comes from, despite the fact that it's a lightning bolt, this is how messed up this franchise is. It comes from the term charge. Like, when you yell at your army to charge, like, makes the bugle, like, the da-da-da-da, charge. That's why they're called the Chargers, because there's a Navy camp nearby. And yet, their logo is a lightning bolt. Get it together, San Diego.
I always thought it had something to do with, like, charging like that. I never thought it had anything to do with, like, chargers. Like, it's charging charging the battery.
Well, yeah.
But then again, that is kind of, like, that's kind of stupid.
It really is.
Thought of it like that.
It's a stupid...
It just adds to the worstness of that. Like,
Qualcomm is in energy. Is in the energy business.
Jake, Qualcomm is not in energy.
Oh, right, your father's in
Qualcomm makes cell phone chips.
Okay.
My dad works for Qualcomm. Don't argue me on what Qualcomm
Looks like you've got a cell phone chip on your shoulder. 4.5. We're at 4.5. Okay. We're skipping Rams, but this is taking too long. The Jets beat the Browns, but now they're out of playoff contention, and the Browns lost again, so that's no surprise. The Rams beat the Buccaneers. I still like Kellen Clemens. I still don't like Greg Schiano. The Buccaneers should be cheering because it means Greg Schiano might be fired. The Titans beat the Jaguars. Oh, God, the AFC South. Why must you be so bad? And then we'll talk about the Colts beating the Chiefs in Kansas City, 23-7. What is up with the Colts? My dad said to me after this, Indianapolis is the biggest Jekyll and Hyde team in the NFL, and it's really true. I mean, you're losing to the Rams at home, but then you beat the Chiefs on the road by 16. I don't understand Indianapolis. I don't know how anyone's supposed to predict that game.
I can explain this to you on the Chiefs side. The Chiefs, 3 of their 4 losses are to division winners. They've lost to the Colts and Denver twice. The Chiefs don't. They're a good team, but also they got a weaker schedule. When they play actual strong teams, they lose.
Okay, who are the quarterbacks they've lost to? Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers, and Peyton Manning. Why? This team refused to escape man defense. You cannot play good quarterbacks with man defense. It will work against subpar teams. But as long as this team clings to man defense for dear life, they're going down.
Well, you also got to look that the Chiefs had 4 turnovers and the Colts had none. That's a big factor.
That's true. You know how I feel about turnovers. You can't score unless you have the ball.
Colts only play good against good teams, except for the Cincinnati and Arizona games. But besides that, look at the game in Kansas City, 23-7.
Jake, I figured out you can score if you don't have the ball. Safeties.
Look, Jake, you've just been outsmarted. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'd say be careful what you say, and safety first. 5.5. Take that, you've been outwitted. But technically, you need to have your hands around the person who has the ball to score.
No, they could take a knee in the end zone.
Why would they do that?
Doesn't matter. It's still a scenario possible.
Only the Vikings would do that.
Well, I'm a Vikings fan. It's happened. Okay. Well, you also have the fact. No, if a kicker takes the ball and takes a stutter step out of the end zone and then kneels it, it is technically a safety. Therefore, even good unintentionally.
Well, I guess that's definitely a scenario. Other things that you didn't know were a scenario. The Cowboys come from behind and win a game in December when playoff hopes are on the line. That's right, Tony Romo.
Don't worry, they can still blow it.
But they didn't against the Redskins. They came back to defeat Washington 24-23, and I, for one, was so happy because Tony Romo is America's whipping boy, and he's not to blame for this team's struggles, and he finally was able to come through and win, but only to find out that he's going to have season-ending back surgery. But still, big win for the Cowboys. And so our thoughts on this game, instead of just going through the normal analysis, if you had to pick one person to blame for Dallas's problems, who is it? Carl, you go first.
this is going to be... I guess I'm not sure how... There's a few things that can be brought up, obviously. I'm not a believer that Romo's the only one. I think you want to know who the problem is. I think the fact that Jerry Jones is the general manager, that's the problem. Owners should not be general managers. That's just too big of a conflict. It just does not work. Owners and general managers should not be the same person. Jerry Jones should stop being the general manager and hire somebody who actually knows something about football.
Yep, I was going to say that, but now, Jake, let me hear yours, and then I'm going to come up with something.
Okay, I blame Jerry Jones here, because here's the thing. There's so many people to blame here. You can blame Tony Romo, but he really deserves the least blame of everyone. You can blame how bad the defense is, which you can blame on Monty Kiffin. You could blame the offense struggles and play calling on Jason Garrett, the head coach, or who is now making the play calls on offense, Callahan. So that leaves blame on 3 different people. None of them get to that position unless they are hired. And who hires them? The GM. And who seems to be the GM of this team? Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has turned this into his own fantasy land. This guy is not capable of making a good football team. And even if he is, I don't think he wants to. He sees this as a business. And he's making money off of it. And he will continue to do so. I'm going to blame Jerry Jones. Mine. Okay, that's great. That's great.
You're blaming it on Jerry Jones?
I'm absolutely blaming this on Jerry Jones. Because none of this... Listen, no, hold on. Okay, Monty Kiffin is way past his prime. No reason he should be coaching right now. Callahan, way past his prime. Callahan, way past his prime. Garrett, way past his prime. I was talking with the Redskins. I was talking with the Redskins fan today, and he says Jerry Jones will only hire yes men, and it's true. These guys are yes men, and that's all that Jerry Jones wants. He wants people that are going to say yes. He just wants to. He wants to assert his dominance and power. Noah, what do you have to say?
I blame it on Jakar Hamilton, the defensive back, who has 2 combined tackles on the season for not playing more.
It's all his fault.
And
if he had been in the game, they would have won every game.
Today's hashtag is going to be hashtag Free Jakar, a spin-off of hashtag Free Jafar. This has got to be the worst thing I've ever seen, if anyone has heard about this.
J-A-K-A-R.
So, hashtag Free Jafar.
This is a new trend.
This is so bad, Free Jafar. So,
everybody, go on Facebook right now and do that. Just
hashtag Free Jafar. But this is a spin-off of hashtag Free Jafar. After the Boston bombings, teenage girls who took to the internet and tweeted out hashtag Free Jafar because this guy was, and I quote, too beautiful to be a terrorist.
Wow.
Yeah. Look it up. Hashtag Free Jafar. And they refer to him because I'm pretty sure Jafar was the prince in Aladdin. I don't know. I only watch non-animated Disney movies. Go Wildcats.
Well, this is why Jake is no fun.
What do you mean I'm no fun?
Jake?
Well, why am I no fun?
Never watched Disney animated movies.
Not... Oh, fine. Okay, Meet the Robinsons was good. But there is other stuff we need to talk about other than Disney animated films. Like, I don't know. Oh, wait, we also have to talk about the Broncos-Texans. I have to go through that really quickly. The Broncos won, the Texans lost. Matt Schaub had a chance to redeem himself. It looked pretty close in the first half, and then the Broncos ran away. We were all disappointed again by the Texans, but hey, it looks like they'll get the first draft pick, and we will talk about that later on in the show as well. Now we can get back on track with the other important morning game, Saints-Panthers. It was raining cats and dogs there. Panthers ended up beating the Saints 17-13. New Orleans, they are just falling apart here toward the end of the season. What do you guys think about this one? Carl,
I think I'm going to pull out the I told you so card here, Jake. I had very strongly said the Panthers are going to win this division. The Panthers are going to beat the Saints. And I remember the certain quote about how there was basically no chance that was going to happen. So, you know what? Ta-da. And Carolina, I see as they are a very, very serious Super Bowl threat.
Noah, I assume that you have the same sentiments.
Yeah, I mean, I said it at the beginning of the year that they were going to be good. No, everybody said Saints. You know what?
No,
Carolina,
everyone said
I
Falcons.
love Carolina. I love Cam Newton. No, everybody said. Okay, not everybody. I'm not talking about like San Francisco. I'm talking about like the surprise teams. Everybody knew San Francisco was going to be good, but like, I mean, I believe it was Nick Spatafora totally just said, no, it's never going to happen. The Saints are hundreds of times better. I'm just like, we'll see what happens when this time of year comes around. And you know what? I feel good about my pick.
This is a new Saints team, because here's what's eye-opening. New Orleans is losing games because their offense can't come through. And I think what's really starting to show is that Drew Brees and this offense struggled outdoors when battling the elements. I don't like to be that guy and say that weather matters in this stuff, but it certainly seems that when they're outdoors, they struggle a lot more. And it's not getting easier from here. You know, I think that Kenny Vaccaro is going to be out for the season. So yeah, we'll see, but the Panthers come through. I think, however, that a lot could change. I do still think that the Panthers are going to lose to Atlanta. It's Tony Gonzalez's final game. It's in the Georgia Dome. There's going to be too much for Atlanta to lose that game. And I think that New Orleans is hosting Tampa Bay, and the Saints will win that game. But who knows? We'll just have to wait till next week. And then the afternoon games. The Lions just lost. So, how do I put it? Lionsy. Like, that's such a Detroit way to lose. Like, last week, you don't give up a touchdown and you find a way to lose. And this week, you know, you blow it against the Giants in overtime. Like, Detroit, as if Detroit wasn't going through tough enough times already. Noah, what do you think about this one?
31 likes on Facebook. You're up to 31 likes on
Wait,
Facebook.
I'm what? Hello? What? Wildcats Nation, we love you.
It was, yeah, congratulations.
Do we seriously? This is kind of like a big deal. I'm looking at this. You better not be kidding with me. We have 31 likes. Praise. Guys, you are all unbelievable
Which
people.
means, Jake, you know what you have to post now? Free J-Card.
Hashtag.
I already posted it. Twice.
I already posted it too. So,
Yes.
I tagged both of your pages in it, then I also just did it on Jake's alone, and now I'm going to do it on mine.
yeah, I tagged Noah and Jake in mine, so.
See, guys, we are creating online shockwaves, or whatever you want to call them. Chargers Raiders, just wow. No, I don't. What are we supposed to? It was 26-13 between the Chargers and the Raiders, and San Diego was still alive because everything went their way. Finally, things are going San Diego's way, and they're quietly picking up steam at the perfect
And they're
time.
going to need that much to go their way, though, to make the playoffs, since they've got a very fun scenario to try to get in.
Yeah, and again, we will get there as soon as we are done with this. Patriots Ravens. I picked Baltimore to win this game. I should not have done that. New England 41, Baltimore 7. I don't know how this happened. Well, we do, really. It's Tom Brady. How about... No, by the way, I really do like the Ravens. So don't give me this no one likes the Ravens crap. No, what do you think? No, what
I
do you...
like the Ravens too. My cousins are Ravens fans, and I went to the Ravens-Bears game earlier on in the year, where I cheered, and then, of course, we decided to go down to the first section, and, of course, Bears fans had to just be mean and say, "Where are your tickets?"
Ditka, eat them.
Voices. But we decided to stay there anyway.
Ditka, eat them. Here's some
And then,
sausage.
you
Will you
know,
forgive
just-
us?
But it's just ridiculous, honestly. If they do that with Ravens fans, God, just imagine what it's going to be like on Week 17. Oh, and I was going to go to that game too. Oh, but
Oh, wait, dude, you're lucky. You live in Chicago. Go to that game.
no, I just can't. Actually, I wanted to, but I can't
Why not?
because I'm going out of town like an hour after that game ends.
So, you can just drive right over to O'Hare. Or Midway. Be a hipster like that if O'Hare's too mainstream.
Yeah, like, and who is going to give me that ride?
It's called Uber, guys.